Hey everybody, how you doing? This is about to be a really fun video, and that is because we are talking about spring food plots. Why do we want to do food plots? Well, because that's going to help us catch more deers. That's going to bring the deers into our property as opposed to the neighbor's property. And all in all, it's going to keep the critters healthy and happy and on the property that we are hunting. You guys that have been around the show for a little bit wouldn't have known. Last fall, I tried out some food plot stuff from Domain Outdoor. I'm going to pop up a picture of the thumbnail right here. But we ended up taking, I believe, 5 whitetail off of that property. 2 of them, I would call them some good ones. And that was really just us testing out what works. And we've really got a good sense of what works. And we're going with this Domain Outdoor. Again, you guys might have seen them. They are now in Tractor Supply, Fleet Farm. We've got them in our local Sportsman's Warehouse in the nearest big city close to me. This is a quick video. I'm going to do it as quick as I can to talk to you guys about what we are putting in this spring and kind of a little bit about everything and why we're picking it. And yeah, that's going to be it. A super quick intro to what we're planting for spring food plots. Then there's going to be another follow-up video where we're actually doing the planting here in the next week or two. It is the first week of March right now. Here in Tennessee, we've already had a day or two touching 80 degrees, believe it or not, first week of March. But depending on where you're at, you might want to use something different than me, but you can surely go off of what I'm talking about as a guideline. But Domain Outdoor has an awesome food plot selector tool. I'm going to pull it up right here in front of me. Yeah, domainoutdoor.com. Food plot selector right at the top. I'm going to pop it up right here. It has an awesome chart that tells you literally about every single one of their products. Do they recommend spring planting, fall planting? Is it an annual? Is it a perennial? Does it need shade? Does it not? What type of soils? They have put together a tool that, quite honestly, I used to select the products that we're talking about today. So check out domainoutdoor.com. Go look at their food plot selector, and you'll have a good time, and I guarantee you'll learn something. But let's jump right into it. This year, we are planting 2 separate properties, so stay tuned and look for updates coming soon off of both of those properties. We're doing something a little bit similar, but a little bit not so similar. So let's jump right into, and I'm going to talk about all the stuff that I am planting here this spring to keep our critters happy and keep them coming in, keep them fed. All right, now diving right into it. First thing we got right here. Y'all, bear with me. I'm going to be looking at my computer screen because I really did a lot of research on what we're going to plant, and I do not want to miss anything. So I've got some notes I'm going to be looking at. Bear with me. We're going to jump right into this. Tell you a little bit about everything that we're planting. I'm super excited about it. First thing right here, we got a big old bucket, a Domain Hot Chick. Let's talk a little bit about Hot Chick. I'm going to put that bucket down before my arms wear out. You don't have to get that bucket. They also have it in smaller containers. Something about this size. But Domain Hot Chick, what is it? Here's where my notes come in. I'll make sure I don't forget something. So, Domain Hot Chick, it's a clover and chicory mix. It's a 2 to 3 year perennial. Focus on that for a second. A perennial. It's going to come back next year and maybe even the year after that. So, if you are the kind of guy who says, hey, I really don't want to hassle with something, I want it to come back next year and I don't have to fool with it, hey, Domain Hot Chick, check it out. Clover mix and chicory mix. It is soil tolerant, it's cold tolerant, it's shade tolerant. So it's tolerant across the board, easy to grow, less hassle. A lot of people like that, less hassle. Go ahead and get it. It can handle the bad soil environments. Again, we're talking about Domain Hot Chick, and it is a great high protein food source for spring, summer, and fall. So clover, you just about can't go wrong with clover. It's easy to grow, and this Hot Chick mix has some chicory in it. That's why it's called Hot Chick. Domain Outdoor Hot Chick. That's one of the things that we're going to be planting. Next thing. What's the next thing? Comeback Kid from Domain. All this stuff is from Domain, so I'm going to stop saying from Domain. But Domain Outdoor, Comeback Kid. This is another really popular one. What in the devil is Comeback Kid? I'm going to hit my notes here. 4 varieties of clover and alfalfa. Again, that clover, it's hard to beat a good clover. It's a perennial. This mix, 5 to 6 year perennial, guys. So, hey, you might not be bad idea. A lot of people say they mix that Comeback Kid and the Hot Chick. They got perennials out there. The deers are coming in, and they don't have to fool with it or worry about it. It's going to be good spring, summer, fall. But Comeback Kid, like I said, 4 varieties of clover and alfalfa. Cold season perennial. High tonnage producing, high protein. That's all good stuff. Like I said, 5 to 6 year perennial. Easy maintenance, year-round food. The deers come in and eat it down, or turkeys or what have you, and it'll grow right back. Great for deer and turkeys. That's the Comeback Kid. And like I said, Domain even recommends, hey, if you want to take some of that Hot Chick and the Comeback Kid, mix it together, throw it out there. Easy, perennial stuff, bada bing, bada boom. What's next on the list here? And remember, guys, this is all stuff that I'm planting in the spring. We're going to be putting out some more stuff in the fall here, but check this one out. I'm super excited about this because I know my deer are absolutely gonna love it. Domain just recently came out with this mix called the Mother Load. Look at those seeds in there. That's a pretty cool bag where you can see the seeds in there. Bigger seeds. What in the devil is that? I'm gonna put it down because it's gonna make my arm hurt. The Mother Load, like I said, I know my deers are gonna love this one. Check it out. Soybeans, peas, lab, buckwheat, all a mixture of plants. This stuff's going to mature at different parts of the year. Not different parts of the year, but at different times. Some of them are going to mature quicker than others. So what does that mean? It's going to keep deer coming back to you the whole time. While they're munching on this, the other plants are growing. You know what I'm getting at. But the Mother Load, soybeans and peas. Oh my goodness. I already know my deer love that stuff. And they're going to love this Mother Load mix. High protein, high tonnage mix. Heat tolerant, so it's good to plant spring and go on through the summer. If you're thinking about planting some, I 100% would recommend this Mother Load stuff. Like I said, the stuff that's in this mix, I already know my deer are going to love it. So I'm excited to plant it. It's an annual. This Mother Load mix is an annual, where the other 2 things we already talked about are perennials. But Mother Load, I'm super excited. It's an annual, high protein, high tonnage, soybean, peas, lab, buckwheat. I know my deer are going to love it, and I'm super excited about that one. What's next? All right, before we jump into the rest of the stuff, those 3 we already talked about are the core of what I'm planting. So the Hot Chick, the Comeback Kid, and the Mother Load, that really is the core of what I'm planting here this spring. We're going to be putting most of that out. The rest of the stuff we're fixing to talk here quick is a little bit different. Some stuff that I'm testing to see how it works. And hey, depending on how it goes, we'll use it again in the future. So what's next? So, Bombshell. Pretty cool name, pretty cool packaging. Bombshell. What in the devil is Bombshell? I'm going to be putting this out this spring. Bombshell. I'm going to hit my notes again so I don't tell you wrong. It has Ethiopian cabbage, collards, hybrid forage brassicas. I know my deer love brassicas too. And turnips. Hunt over food source. It's designed to be a kill plot food source. Put that stuff out there. The deer are going to love it. It's designed to be a food plot kill source. The Bombshell is also an annual, so it's not going to come back. It's not a perennial. It's an annual. It's designed on above ground green forage. Lots of tonnage. Cold tolerant, drought tolerant, mature in 50 to 60 days, can be planted earlier in the year like I'm going to do here, or can be planted later. So 50 to 60 day maturity, cabbage collards, hybrid forage brassicas, turnips, kill plot. It's a Bombshell. It's got a lot of good seeds in it. Might be something that you would want to try out. Bombshell. I'm trying it out. We're going to see how it goes. What's next? Overhaul. That's a pretty cool name, isn't it? This is another one that I'm testing out to see how it goes. But let me hit my notes again. This is definitely one you don't want to miss. Overhaul, it's got buckwheat, red clover, white clover, and radish, and also spring triticale or triticale, depending on where you're from. I've heard people call it two different things, triticale or triticale. I've said it both ways before, and I've had people correct me either way, and they say that I said it the wrong way. Either which way. The overhaul, it's got buckwheat, triticale or triticale, red clover, white clover, radish. All those things maturing at different times, which is pretty cool. That kind of a seed blend. Can plant it in the spring or the fall. And really the benefit of this overhaul is the soil improvements. So you can use it for a first-time food plot, or if you've had some food plots out there that have absolutely zapped all the nutrients, whether you've done 2 or 3 years or 4 years of the same thing, and you want to replenish some nutrients, the overhaul, it's a good option for you right there. It's going to leave more nutrients for the next planting season, whatever you do next. Y'all that are farmers or know about farmers, you know about transitioning crops. You can't always grow the same thing in the same spot, or you're just going to ruin your soil. So overhaul, that's another one that we're going to be testing. It's got stuff in it that the deer are going to come munch on, and it's going to help the soil. So overhaul, that's another one that we're testing out to see how it goes. All right, last one in the bucket of the testing. So this is the Domain Showstopper. I actually planted some of this in the fall, and it worked great. My son got a really nice 6-pointer that was standing where this stuff was planted. But that being said, I'm testing it to see if I plant it a little bit earlier in the year, how that goes. And we're going to find out. I think it's going to do awesome. But the Showstopper, what is in this thing? I'm going to hit my notes again. I don't want to tell you wrong from memory. Hybrids for brassicas, rutabaga, turnips, and rape seeds. So the brassicas and the rape seeds, I believe those should grow quick. And then the rutabagas and turnips are going to grow a little bit slower. But same thing, guys. We got seeds in here maturing at different rates. The deers are always going to have something to be munching on. And I know my deer love the brassicas too. This Showstopper's got the brassicas in it. Rutabagas, turnips, and rape seeds. Hey, it's going to be awesome. But early and late season food source in the Showstopper. Again, I'm going to test it out. I know it worked great for me in the fall. I'm going to see, planting it in the fall, that is. I'm going to see how this stuff does. Actually, I planted it late summer. I shouldn't say fall. Early fall, late summer, here in the middle of the heat in Tennessee. But that Showstopper, it's also a regrower. It can regrow several times, 3, 4, 5 times. Deer munch it down, it can regrow. But this is another one that is, if you have a spot where you're wanting a kill plot or a hunt over plot, hey, this could be a really good one. Read about it and see if where you're at, what's in this thing. This might be a really good option for your kill plot. A lot of people want that, what's that magic stuff that's gonna, bring the deer right under my tree? Hey, Showstopper, it might be that one. Like I said, go to their website. Don't take my word for it. Read about it and see what you think about it. But Showstopper, that's another one. Tried it last year. It did awesome. I'm going to plant it here in the spring and see how it goes. There's one more thing that we're planting, and this might be the one that I'm most excited about, and I'm going to tell you why. Before I show you this next one, I got to show you my puppy dog. He's sitting here taking a nap, and I love my little man, Bruce. Check him out. Oh, I just got this man 2 weeks ago. This is Bruce. He is a full-blood basset hound. Look at those ears. His ears are so long, when he walks, he trips on those things. But he's a sleepy boy. But I just had to show you Bruce. He's going to be showing up on the channel. He might be out there in the field with us tracking some deers, all that stuff. But beautiful, beautiful puppy dog, Bruce. You don't go back to your nap. He's a good boy. I just love showing off my basset hound. He's a good old boy. He's only, how old is he? He's just a shade over 3 months old right now, but they said he's going to be a big old basset hound, 60, 70 pounds. But we love our puppy dogs. And that's Bruce. But hey, Last thing we're going to be planting here for the spring. Woo! I'm excited about it, and let me tell you why. This stuff right here. This stuff right here is called Incognito. I'm going to tell you what's in it, and I'm going to tell you why I'm excited about it. So, pull up my notes again. Incognito. It's got a couple different varieties of sorghum and Egyptian wheat. You know, some of y'all might say, oh, I know what that's for. And some of y'all might say, I never heard of that stuff, and why in the devil would you plant it? Well, here's why we're going to plant it. It's designed to conceal access from the deer, right? So what that means is that sorghum and that Egyptian wheat, it can grow really tall. Some of it over 10 foot tall. I'm not kidding, guys. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 foot tall. We're going to fertilize as much as we need to maximize the height of this stuff. Reason being, why would you have that tall stuff? So you could have it on your edges. You could have it to hide from your neighbors so they're not looking over. You can have it on the highway if you have problems with poachers or spotlighters. Or you could have it if you want a little path to get to your stand and you know where the deer are going to be feeding. It can hide you from the deer as you're getting to your stand. So real tall piece of cover in that Incognito. So I'm going to tell you a story. This is why I'm most excited about this stuff probably. We were hunting this past fall, and here comes a big 8-pointer. This is, we're still in bow season, had never seen this buck before. And I even messaged my wife, holy mackerel mama, we're going to be bringing home a big boy tonight. He's coming right in. Guess what I saw out on the highway? Blue Dodge Ram, extended cab, junky looking. I can remember it vividly in my mind. Couldn't see me way up there in the woods, but I could see them out there on the highway. And guess what? They saw the same buck I saw. And guess what? They went this way, turned around, went this way, turned around, went this way, turned around. By that time, the deer had seen them and got spooked and took off. So on their 4th trip, I had made my way down to the highway and was going to be like, hey, what in the world are you guys doing scaring away the deer? But of course they saw me. And then they put the pedal to the gas and got out of Dodge. But a big piece of that Incognito, what we're going to be planting, is just to hide the highway. There's a couple spots where on both of these properties that we're planting, people could see from the highway. And, you know, people like to see animals. I love to see animals. If I see deer going down the road, I'm probably going to take my foot off the gas and I'm going to look because I love looking at deers. But, hey, we put all this time into making this our domain to help us, you know, drop some deers. We want to do everything we can to keep the deer there, make them feel safe. Which part of that is keeping from people from scaring them away and making the deer feel safe. A deer that's inside that wall will feel safe and stay in that food plot longer, fill his belly longer, and give us more opportunities to put an arrow in them, or a bolt in them, or even a bullet in them. But, quick recap here. What are we doing this spring? We're planting some of this hot chick. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited about it. We're planting some comeback kid. Super excited about this stuff. We're planting some mother load. When it comes to a food source, I might be the most excited about this because I know the deer are absolutely going to love it. Doing a little bit of testing with these two. These are two I have not tried before, but hey, on paper, looks good to me. I think they're going to do awesome too, so stay tuned. We're going to be testing out this Overhaul and Bombshell. We're going to see what the deer think about these and how these grow where I'm at. Going to be testing these out, so stay tuned. See how they do for us in some more videos. I'm going to be testing out this Showstopper. Like I said, this did awesome for me last year in the fall. We're going to see how this blend does for me here in Middle Tennessee. Planting it a little bit earlier in the year. And then we're going to be planting this Incognito. This is going to make the deer feel safe And it's going to also keep people from seeing what's happening and chasing off our deers. Like I said, I had a really nice 8-pointer chased off of me when it was already a done deal. So we're going to try to keep that situation from not happening again on both of these properties that we're planning. See what happens. All in all, guys, let me know what you guys think. Are you getting out there and are you putting out spring food plots? Let me know what you have had success with and let me know where you are at. But like I said, I'm going to make sure I tell you right. I'm looking at it right now. Go to domainoutdoor.com. Look at their food plot selector. Depending on where you live, somebody way up in Maine is probably going to do something different than what I'm doing in the middle of Tennessee. Somebody out there in, Washington State might do something different. Somebody down in Florida or South Georgia or Alabama, where it's even hotter than where I'm at, might do something different too. But super, super excited. We're going to have a good time. Stay tuned for a lot more videos. Very excited. We're going to have trail camera pics. We're going to have updates. Stay tuned. We're going to have these seeds in the ground real quick. Appreciate y'all. I bring you guys along with every single thing that I do, whether it's at the range, talking about everything in the outdoors. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for coming along with me. Sharing real quick with you before we get out there and put it out there, what we're planning here this spring. Our spring food plots. You guys are always asking me about food plots. So ask me any question and I'm happy to let you know anything that I've had experience with or help you find the answer if I don't know it. But appreciate y'all. Let me know what questions you have. Super excited. We're always thinking about the deer. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you on the next one. Hooty-hoo.